All right, welcome in everyone. Today is May 5th. May 5th. Let's see who in the chat box area knows exactly what May 5th is. It's a Mexican thing or Hispanic thing. You guys didn't get tacos today? You guys don't know. Tacos is actually really good. Really bad for you, but really good. There we go. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Not only is it Taco Tuesday, it was Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo. So there we go. Cool. So let's go ahead and get started with the Technical Tuesday. By the way, someone just asked if I'm Mexican. Yes, I am Mexican. Some people say I look Middle Eastern. Some people say I look Italian. But yes, I am 100% Mexican. And not only am I Mexican, I'm first generation Mexican. So for those that don't know what first generation is, I'm pretty sure everyone knows, but my parents were born in Mexico and then came out here, had me. I was born in America, first generation. And then from like no money, from, you know, from the bottom, basically, I really have like a rags to riches story, single mom, whatever. And, or it's not whatever, but, had to come up, invest in myself. You guys know the deal. Anyways, let's check out what we have today for news. Someone asked if I'm fasting. Yeah, so I fast during the day. It's Ramadan time. Okay, so today I know there wasn't much going on during the London session. As you guys can see, this is Pacific Standard Time. We have at 12:15, low impact, all the way. We have Euro economic forecast, high impact at 5:15. Beginning of the New York session, we have USD news. Later on, around 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard, you got high impact on AUD, and then 8 p.m. NZD. Which, by the way, those that know, as far as my trading style, I mainly trade off the London and New York session. Did I say section? I feel like I said session. And when I see high impact happening at later times, 6:30, 8 o'clock, I also look during those times to see if there's like certain breakouts or anything going to happen. So it's not just specifically New York and London, but New York and London are when the markets are most volatile. But then there's also these other news impact that happen that can move the price a lot. So someone said they checked the weather forecast, it's expected to rain a lot of pips this week. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at some of the Euro, USD, mainly the majors, AUD, NZD, see what's going on. By the way, I am testing out something new. Not that my strategy doesn't work, but with MT4, for those that do have the template, with MT4, what I'm doing, and I actually changed it to the 1 hour time frame, but what I was doing was having it on the 15-minute time frame. Having all of them on the 15-minute time frame with this indicator that gives me like a buy and sell signal, and then I've just been placing like every single buy and sell signal, obviously looking at like what the price is doing and seeing if it confirms. So not just that signal to buy and sell. Like for example, right here on USD CAD, it's giving like a sell signal right here. So it's not the only confirmation, but usually when you see the sell signal, it should be dropping down. It actually gives you like a take profit and all that. But I'm just testing it out just for this week, see how that works. But mainly I look at the 1 hour time frame to see what's going on, see the major patterns, like over here on Euro AUD, how we had like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, plus it gave like a sell signal, plus we had the 3 crossover on the 21 and 8, like that was perfect sell right there. Yeah, so I also wanted to talk more about. I was looking into some stocks as well, which you guys know as far as the forex strategies and everything that I talk about. Um, with the forex strategy, you can apply this exact strategy to stocks, to crypto, to you want to do binary trading. Like that's a little different because it's like timed contracts, but it's still the same thing as far as like the strategy with being able to predict what's happening with the market. So um, there's actually something where it was really, what's the Apple stock? I'm on index. Let's see. I just wanted to bring this up real quick where you guys know this pattern that happened right here, which by the way, a lot of the stocks were doing this, where there was a big downfall. There was a big downfall. There we go. Rich got it first. Andrew got it right. There we go. So yeah, so there was a big downfall that happened. Price was moving up. Price came down, and then it made this inverted head and shoulder right here. You guys know, uh, break of neckline should be the place to buy. Aim for the target. So overall, it did hit its target for this inverted head and shoulders. But yeah, everything as far as the strategy and what I teach is exactly what's going on. Same thing with what we saw like up here in this area. It was just price consolidating. And overall, just kind of considering this as like a triple top, like 1, 2, and then 3. Neckline like that, price broke through, retest, and then continue dropping down. So same thing applies on stocks as you would with Forex and whatnot. So by the way, with any of the trainings and stuff, I know there's some people that are in here trying to learn for free. I have previous recordings on YouTube where you can watch the live analysis, plus I have some training in there. Today I'm gonna have some training as well. It's gonna be, I don't have like a planned training for today. I'm gonna ask you guys what you guys wanna learn, and then we can cover that. So let's go ahead with looking at some currencies here. One sec. Go. All right, so with GBP USD, this is one of the pairs that I can see going to be dropping down. As far as the fibs show, price dropped, came up around this 61.50% area, and right now we see. Let's see who can say the pattern here. What we see on this area here. There we go, head and shoulders. So we have the left head, right shoulder right here happening, neckline right there. The distance from the head to neckline is the distance that it should drop to once it breaks through. As of now, we do see that it was going into an uptrend here, forming higher highs. And then right here, it's already forming a head and shoulders on this area here. So what you can do in this area is going to be sell right there. Be careful with this neckline area because overall, the distance from head to neckline should be the distance that it should drop. Now, I would make this a little lower, even though if the distance is further out, I would make this a little lower, being that this is like a major support line right here to be careful for. I find that kind of funny. Someone said, why can't I see? So you didn't study it. Yeah, so it's going to require some practice, or you have to learn the strategy if you haven't taken any of the Forex training or anything like that. Definitely recommend going through it. But yeah, overall price action is going to be the main important thing. Like you're going to notice it all over, and as simple as this looks for me to do it, it might not be simple for you to do it once you go on your charts. And that's because you have to constantly look at your charts and see what's going on. So right here, we see the inverted head and shoulders. You guys see the 21 and the 8 being crossed over. And prices definitely dropping right now. So let me actually, I need to check something real quick. My account. So that was on Euro CHF and Euro USD sell. Anyways, for this trade right here, I'll give you guys the exact trade that I would be placing. Placing a sell below this area, stop loss below this previous high, take profit, I'll keep it right there. Right there just to be safe. Don't want to hit the S4. Someone said they can't see my screen. Let me just make sure. Everything's going fine. If you can't see my screen, restart your Zoom. You should be fine. Yeah, so this is a 100 pip target, 1,000 micro pips. Should be good. Good on this trade right here. You can place a pending sell order. You can get in for tonight. I'm gonna keep this one on the side. But here's the thing about this trade is overall, we already see with price action, this is creating a lower high, and it's expected to create a lower low. Most likely it's gonna come up like this, do a lower high, and then continue dropping down. So when it does create that lower high, this is overall what I can see happening. We have like this resistance going on here, just regular price action, keeping it very simple. This one should be dropping down. So I'm going to keep this on the side just so I can see, but overall on the bigger time frame, and this is why it's good to know what's happening overall, is price came down, pushed back up, which by the way, kind of looks like the stocks that I was looking at over here. Price came down, pushed back up, and then might be dropping down. So yeah, overall on the bigger spectrum of this chart, we should be seeing it drop somewhere down here, but that's way more pips. If we know that this is overall the target, this is my favorite part, is knowing what's going on. So even if it does break through this area, you can place a sell, or even when it comes back, and then you can place another sell until it hits the target. All right. And by the way, if you guys have any questions at all, let me know. Give me 1 sec, you guys. Let me handle someone. Someone asked if we enter now. So we do not enter now. We want to wait, be a little patient. Sometimes the best way to be patient is just placing a pending sell order, just so you can have it ready. Have it ready. And by the way, you guys are talking about correlation pairs, so I'll bring it up. Bring it up here just so you guys can see. GBP USD and Euro USD should be moving together, which is why on Euro USD, previously I had that it was expected to go up. Was it? I think it was in this area here. Let me do the full top-down analysis. I think it was in this area here where I was thinking that it was possibly going to come down, hit this area, and then continue going up, but it did break through. Price did break through, came up, and continued dropping down. I'm actually in a sell on Euro USD. I got in around 108,372. Yes, somewhere around here I got in. This was like a quick entry. Expected to go down to 167, which is about a hit take profit in like 2 seconds. And it hit. Actually, the spread, it hasn't hit yet. But anyway, same thing with GU. So GU is expected to drop. EU's dropping as well. Yep. I can see a target being hit somewhere around this support. It did break through this resistance, but it's dropping down. Okay, so let's check out another currency pair, which by the way, we'll check out the correlation. For Euro USD, the opposite is USD CHF. By the way, what was it, about 2 weeks ago, I had called that Euro USD sell, which it had perfectly, it was a perfect big drop that happened. Let me actually go into TradingView and show you guys how to follow me. If you go to TradingView, you got a ticker. You go to this ticker area, look for people, and then look up Risky Ricky. You'll be able to find me right there with a lion. You can give me a follow, get notifications anytime I show an analysis. But this was it right here for that sell that happened last week. Perfectly dropped all the way down to TP2 and came up. All right, so USD CHF, just look at this a little more. Okay. So we should be seeing, yeah, with USD CHF, I don't really notice too much on this one. It's overall just going up. Don't see much of a confirmation like Euro USD or anything, or GBP USD. Let's check out a different one. We'll do UJ. So with USD JPY, price broke through a major area right now. Overall creating lower lows, lower highs, continuing to drop. Go to the bigger time frame and see. See. Yes. So overall, this one should be dropping around this purple zone area right here, but we should be targeting this area here for the sell. We do see that it came down, pushed 1, 2. Usually there's like a third push that happens, 3, and then that's when it's usually starting the reversal pattern, but should be continuing to drop. Um, already broke through the lows. This one you can actually get in for a sell, being that I already broke through. I can see that price is coming up. If we see another push coming down, you can get in for a sell and then target this area. This area down here, probably target around 750 area, keeping it safe on there, and then stop loss be above this pivot. Yeah. Someone asked if I can do GJ. Let's go check out GJ. I actually do a top-down analysis on this one, erase everything. Go into the bigger time frame. By the way, when I go on the daily and I notice there's a lot of previous price that that I can't see, like the highs or like the lows, like there might be another low over here, I go onto the bigger time frame just so I can be able to see it clear. If you can see like the weekly, I can see it clear. Maybe the monthly, give it to me even better. So like the monthly, I can see it pretty clear here. Get my zones. So pretty good support area there. Dropping the price, getting the resistance area here. So just off of what I see, this area right here, every time price goes there, it reacts. So right now price is around that area. So we might be seeing a reaction happening, price pushing up. Which being there's going to be GBP, and this is going to be later on at 11 p.m. the next day. There's most likely going to be that push happening, which pushes it either a lot moving up, which most likely the chances of it pushing up are going to be much higher, being that this is a major area to look at. Okay, so as of now, just with what I see here, this is kind of like what we're seeing with GBP USD, and I think someone had mentioned how it's also looking very similar, where we see right here is more like a triple top kind of pattern, neckline right there. Distance from here to here is a distance that it's expected to drop. Actually zoom in a bit more. Yeah, this one is very close for entry. Checking out GU. Okay. All right. Probably drop the entry a little lower. This will be a little safer because this is a little more slanted down like this. Okay, good risk to reward. Chances of winning this trade, obviously not 100%, but chances of winning this trade are going to be higher once it breaks through. Let me just check one other thing. 4 hour. Yeah, so just going to check out this area right here for the breakout happening. And then also, so around midweek is usually when you see those major market reversal patterns. So right now, this was forming throughout the week, and then now is when it's expected to break out, either like on a Wednesday, usually like Wednesday, Thursday is when those breakouts happen. So something to keep in mind. Cool, so we have a couple pairs that are ready to move. You guys should be seeing some of these signals tonight. Okay, let's see. Any other currency pair you guys want me to check out? I'm going to be doing about 2 more. Just got someone's quest here. Let me race, start over. All right, you guys requested a lot of different pairs. So with AUD USD, see there was major reaction right here. Price was pushing down, a bunch of sellers, and then buyers pushed the market back up. Just spot some other major areas. All right. All right, so just with what I see with AUD USD, it's a little bit on the, I would say, riskier side on this trade. Not really showing like any good confirmations unless there was a kind of retracement happening. So overall, let's see. So it hit this area here between the 50, 61.8. Just regular price action right here. Hit, rejected. Now it's shooting up. Yeah, I can see AUD USD going up to at least this 0.0. See, we have fib confirmation. We have rejecting off the support. Kind of the double support. Not so much the trend line support, but kind of looks like price broke through the trend line support, came up, and then let's see. Gonna zoom in a bit more. Yeah, even right here, if I did that support right here, broke through, came up. So overall, this is kind of showing me more signs that it's expected to drop over it continuing to go up. Even though if it hit this 50% level, overall these areas play as like support and resistance as well. Um, even though if it's normally expected and most likely going to hit the 0-0, just with what I see with like the weakness of the price right here, and it's just kind of consolidating in this area, not really smoothly going up, there is a chance this is going to be like a reverse fibs where this is backwards like this. It's actually hitting the 50, 61.8 around here and then going to drop down. So if that were the case, this would be removed. And someone did mention that it had like a triple top. This is more like a head and shoulders on the 1 hour. We see like left head and then like this right shoulder happening. Now, here's a cool thing about fibs is you can actually zoom in closer. So you guys saw like from the 4 hour, I got the fibs from like down here. So I'll mark off the area. I got the fibs from down here to this high. But then on the smaller time frame, which is the 1 hour, because I'm more zoomed in, I'm getting from this high to this low, the 100 up here, the 0 up down here, and then my fibs is right here. So we can see right now it was going into an uptrend. Now it's looking to create that like head and shoulders. And then once you go down to the 15, this is when I would go down to the 15, is when I see something like this, I can actually get into more scalping the trade out, seeing what's happening overall. Like we see on the bigger time frame what's happening overall, and then we go to the smaller time frame to get in on a trade. So for here, I can also do like a fib, being that it's looking to create the right shoulder. I actually mentioned that in the fib training in one of these live analysis. So we can see, so the fibs that I would do is getting from this high to this low, getting from this high to this low, and we can see between 60, 51.8, 61.8 and 50%. We see the price is currently right there. Trapping this price even tighter. Now it's starting to look a little messy, but I can see what's happening overall. It's looking like this, getting your support. Now, when I'm not explaining, it looks a lot cleaner, but because I want you guys to learn as well, that's why it looks so messy. But overall, we see this pivot point right here. If we see a break happening through this, then what we should be seeing is kind of this happening right there. Now, this is where we can do take profit 1. Actually put GBP USD on the other screen just so I can see. Okay. Yeah, so we can put take profit 1 in this area here. Take profit 2 down here. And what I actually love about this one, and I mentioned this inside the fib training, when my pivot points and my fibs align, that's what I love seeing. Because I actually adjust this fibs a little lower, just so it aligns even better. But you can see from the 0% right here, this negative 27% is right where this S1 is at. You can actually see negative 161.8% is at S3. Like when you see things like this where it like aligns perfectly on some of these, you kind of know your fibs is right, market's supposed to be doing what it's doing, and overall should be dropping down. But yeah, so with this, I can see price shooting down for AUD USD. Now that's why I like zooming in, because when I saw it on the 4-hour, I didn't really know what exactly was going to happen. But then zooming in, you can see it a lot more clear with an entry. So let me show you guys the trade that I would place here. Take profit 1 right there. There's almost a 1-to-1 ratio. It's a little better on the upside. And take profit 2 down here. All right. So that's it for the analysis. Let's get into some of the training. What do you guys want to learn? Let's put it in the chat box area. Let's see which one I choose. Zones are not indicators. Indicators are anything that you put on the chart right here. So if you have to click on this to add it onto your chart, then it would be considered an indicator. Okay. Someone said anything scalp related. You know, scalp related is kind of what I'm showing you right here when it comes to like trades like this. When you're going down to like the 15-minute time frame, that's considered scalping. Like anything that's a smaller time frame and you're quickly getting in, catching a small amount of pips, which you guys know my recommended amount is 200. And if you didn't know, now you know. It's actually a song. If you don't know, now you know. You guys know the rest. But um, but yeah, so the 15-minute time frame is like the very lowest. Sometimes, I mean, there's been sometimes, very few sometimes, where I would drop it down. Which, by the way, there was a signal for a sell. I'll actually show you guys real quick. This is for UJ 15-minute, kind of the strategy that I was talking about. Now this was saying UJ buy. Now I'm not going to buy this because I know overall it's expected to drop just based off of what I was looking at. But I would say for like a quick pips, it actually says take profit at 106.50.70. So yeah, not too much up, kind of quick scalp. Someone asks, is there a fast way to know how many pips you're getting on a trade? Yeah, the fast way is you can put this tool right here, this tool that marks off like, you know, wherever your take profits at, wherever your stop loss is at, and then you can actually look at the amount right here. So like 419 micro pips or 41.9 pips. Same thing with here, 476 micro pips or 47.6 pips. So you just kind of look at this. You can also adjust whatever the entry price is or profit level, stop loss level. Okay. Let me see. I don't use ATR. Someone asked how to use properly use ATR. Someone asked about the wave theory and the 21 and 8. So for the wave theory, that one is That one you can have either on your phone or on your charts. Overall, what I've noticed is for the wave theory, it kind of tells you to sell when 21 and 8 tells you to sell. Because the 34 and the 21 are like kind of they're a little close. Obviously, the 21's a bit tighter to the price. Okay, so answering this question, when drawing zones on the bigger time frame, daily, weekly, monthly, do you draw it at a point with 2 or more resistance points or 2 or more support zones? Yeah, so I do look for over 2. When it's 3 or more, it's actually better. The more points that it's touching the area of the zone, it's going to be better. Now, as far as drawing my zones, I do it from tip of wick to tip of body. So, for example, right here, in this candlestick area right here, we can see the wick is up here, the tip of the body is right there. So the zone is where the candlesticks are at and drawing it across. Now, this is just one area right here. Now, I would obviously get more areas and then adjust it the best way. So like, for example, right here, I did it from tip of body to tip of wick. And then I drag this going across. And the reason why I chose this area is because right here, here's all the multiple areas where it touched around this box area and then it rejected. So here, anytime we see that it's just rejecting off of these areas, it's considered a proper one. So already here we can see 2 touches and reaction. We can also see right here, there's like some touches right here where it touches around that area and then reacts. Same thing over here. You can see it touches this zone and then reacts. So anytime price is around that area, we know that it's expected to react. Whether it's prices below, comes up like resistance, like how it did here, and then dropped down, it reacted. So now it's reacting as resistance on that zone area. And then same thing applies as far as when seeing like a bigger zone, that's when I'm looking at like a bigger time frame like this or whatnot. Actually, why did I do this one? Yeah, this zone doesn't seem pretty accurate. I think this was a box for something else. Yeah, but for bigger time frame, I would get like this major support area, and then I would look at overall all these areas, and I would just draw something like this, so that I know anytime the price is around this zone, I know it's expected to react. Awesome. Still keeping an eye on my other screens for GJ and GU. Let's see. Okay. All right. Any other questions or what you guys want to learn? You guys have me live. I'll answer anything. Moving averages. Moving averages are secondary focus, or indicators are secondary focus. So it's not the main thing that I look at. Price action is going to be the main thing. But as far as how to use moving averages, it varies. So there's different strategies behind the moving average. A really good one, a really good one that I mainly look at as far as like which way the price is going is going to be the 200 moving average. The 200 moving average plays as support and resistance. If you don't know what support and resistance is, then this is going to not make sense to you. But if you do know, you can see this 200 moving average that I have right here. It's the SMA, simple moving average. If you just look up on indicators, look up moving average, the inputs on here would be 200. Source is close, style is default, whatever color you want. But as far as the way this moving average works, so anytime we see price come up to around this moving average area, I'll actually point out the areas. Price came up, hit this area, we can actually see a evening star happen right there. Price came up, hit it, and then reacted coming down. Then price broke through. You can see it came down to this 200 moving average, played as support right there. Again, right here, price did break through, but overall, kind of around there, there was a reaction that happened. Again, same thing right here. Price came up, hit, and then reacted. So you can see where I did this area, and this is kind of like, this is already the way that that I think is what I feel is going to happen. And most people don't know this when I'm doing my analysis, unless I like explain everything, because there's a lot of different puzzles to trading. Now I don't overcomplicate it. It's just my chances of winning are going to be higher when I know overall what's expected to happen. So if I know that price is expected to drop around this area, which I expected it's going to drop around here, pull back up, and then continue dropping down, is because first off, we have the pivot point. It's going to break through the pivot point. Sometimes what happens is it comes back, hits the pivot point, and then completely shoots down, creating like, you know, the lower high and then just going into the downtrend. But it's looking to meet up with this 200 moving average. So being that the 200 moving average plays a support, I'm expecting for it to hit, react, and then once it fully breaks through, which the 200 moving average would have already caught up over here, it would have broke through and then just getting in for a sell. So there's two places to get in for a sell, either in this area where I mentioned, or on the retest right here, getting in for a sell. Yeah, for patterns, I do use them. Now on weekdays, here's to answer your question. When it comes to ascending and descending triangles and all those patterns, here's when you're going to mainly see them is when prices, let's say, moving in an uptrend, which by the way, this mainly happens on like Monday, Tuesdays. Let's just say prices moving in an uptrend, right? So we got higher highs, higher lows. When price is doing this, normally when you see that like ascending triangle or something like that, we see it right in this area here. We see it right in this area on the smaller time frame, and we see that breakout happen. Either right in this area down here, or when price is moving up, it'll do something like this. And then that's when I would trap the price and then catch that going up. So yes, I do still look at them. Someone said that, do I not use them? I do use them. It's just as of now with the currency pairs that I was looking at, I didn't see them. But if you've seen any of my last technical analysis, some of them I do have like the descending triangles, ascending triangles, whatever. Overall, it's just trapping the price. Sometimes I trap the price on the bigger time frame and then go onto the smaller time frame to spot that breakout. But the thing that I look for when news hits, or even when news doesn't hit, is in these areas here. Let's just say price is just being trapped. Usually the trapping of the price happens around let's say like the Sydney session where there's not much movement in the market happening. there's a lot of like consolidation happening. This is usually like, let's say, London session, New York session. I mean, London session comes first, so it would be like London session, it comes down, New York session, it spikes up, and then consolidation during the Sydney session. And then right in this area is when we're looking for price to push up. And then if you notice that there's like high impact on a news, let's just say if there's like GBP high impact, and this is GJ, and we're looking in this area for when the news hits, and then see that spike going up. So then that's when we buy. And someone mentioned about like how you identify divergence. Even in these areas here, you can probably see it on the divergence area. But we're not going to cover the RSI divergence today. I think we covered it on the last live analysis. I'm not going to do the same thing back to back, but I'll just cover some of these. Can you explain price action? If you think about the words price action, it's what happens with the price. It's the action of the price. So it's just seeing what's overall happening. And here's the thing about trading is if I was to show a little kid my chart right now, where this comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down, what do you think is going to happen next? It's going to come up, and then most likely it's going to come down and then come up. So overall understanding the way the price is moving, that's what price action is. There's 3 different ways: uptrend, consolidation, downtrend. Cool. By the way, with trading, with just understanding price action, that's going to be like the main key thing, because I mentioned that just with understanding the regular price action, like your chances of winning the trades are going to be higher, way higher than not knowing what you're doing. Because like going back to the Apple stock here, we could see that price came up, came down. What did it do? It created a higher low right here, and then it reacted. So then that's considered a higher low. Came up, came down. What's most likely going to happen? It's going to push up. And then now if you mix this with, you know, regular support trend line, getting your support line like this, you know, your chances of making profit on this buy right here is going to be higher than if you were to place a sell right there, because you know overall the trend's going up. And by the way, the 200 moving average, getting back to this, you can see it plays as resistance right here. It played as support over here. We can see price hit and then bounced off. Kind of right here as well. Hit, passed through, but bounced off of that. Same thing in this area right here. Price hit like resistance right here once it broke through for like a retest, and then continue dropping down. So 200 moving average, I actually learned this from an investing book. I forgot which one it was. I think it was one, Tony Robbins had, he created a book that interviewed like the top investors and people that manage like billions of dollars of funds. And one of the guys actually, yeah, someone got it right. Unshakable, that's it. I actually have 2 books of Unshakable. He sent me 2 of them. I bought one, and I think he sent me another one free. But yeah, Unshakable, that one's a really good book. But I think once it got to like chapter, it was like a later chapter. Like I had to listen through the entire thing or read through the entire thing. I actually listened to it in audiobook. But once it got to like one of the later chapters is when one of the traders had mentioned that the 200 moving average was something that he uses for stocks. And then I applied that strategy onto Forex, and then I was like, wow, this actually works. So then that's when I started teaching it. Like anything that I see that's pretty consistent that I know can help out, that's when I bring it along and I try it with my strategy first, and then I show everyone else how to use it. But just so you know, it's these strategies that I teach about, it's not something that I created. There's people know about some of these strategies. It's just what people do is they go on YouTube and they learn all these other strategies that don't really work. So what I've done was I put together the strategies that have worked consistently, and I've back tested, and I've seen it multiple times work over and over. So most of these strategies it's pretty simple. Once you get it down, like, you just know it, and it's simple. Uh, let's see some of these questions. And to answer your question, the 200 moving average is used for seeing the way the price is moving. It's a momentum indicator. So the farther away the number is from 0, the farther away it is to the actual price. So for example, if I, like this 21 and 8 crossover that I have, like the 8 is very close to the price. It moves almost exactly like the price. Now if I change this to, let's say, 1, it's going to move basically exactly like the price. So the farther that I move out on the moving average, like 20, like if I move it to 40, if I move it to 100, it just moves a lot further from the actual price, which in a way it kind of moves slower. But the 200 is one that's proven to be like a support and resistance area. You kind of already understand the momentum of the price, which way it's going. And if you see overall it's going down, then you should be overall selling if it's going down, unless you're catching it on a breakout. Quarter theory, we're not going to go into that tonight. That's going to take a while. Well, so still looking at these charts on my other screens, just to make sure, give you guys a call out. Actually, check my EU. Yeah, EU. Oh, Euro USD actually didn't hit take profit just yet. Check out Euro GBP. I actually got in on a sale at 087096. 087096. Yeah, so I got in somewhere up here for a sale. It's dropping down. Let's see this previous. Yeah, so someone asked if I do like the wedge. This was kind of like this wedge going on here. It didn't enter for my pending buy order, but if it would have gone up, part of the confirmation would have been that 200 price going above the 200 and just continuing to ride up. But it didn't. It is looking to continue breaking down. Although it does have like this like triple bottom pattern looking to form. So I'm catching this for a sell, short sell to around this area here. Short sell here. Going to be looking at the reaction, see if there's a reaction coming up, and then see if it breaks through and then continues going. If not, for areas that it's consolidating, like how it is here, Consolidation areas, when it does break through the distance from the high to the low, the distance that it's expected to drop. So what normally happens is price would break through, come up, and then continue dropping down for its take profit area. Hope you guys are learning from this, because this is it's not too difficult, but once you get this down, once you like memorize some of these different patterns and like what's expected to happen once a breakout happens, and you're just going to notice it every single time in the market. Forex is a lot more volatile, a lot more money that you can make, which also means you can lose a lot more money, because if you don't know how to manage all the money that you can make, then you can lose a lot of money. But yeah, when it comes to understanding these patterns and breakouts and all that stuff, like you definitely want to be on top of like knowing everything, because if you don't know how you're trading, because there's a lot of different patterns, a lot of different opportunities every single day, and if you don't know what you're doing, then you're just going to lose. Yeah, now stocks, it's kind of more of a buy and hold kind of thing, but the thing with stocks is it's also good to know when price is going up and when it's expected to go down when it's going up, because a lot of people, they're, same thing with like crypto, like people buy and hold, they called it hodl, hold on to dear life. They just bought and then price shot up and price shot down. We can actually check out crypto right now, check out some Bitcoin. By the way, I'm planning on staying on until I see something happen here. GJ is showing some movement pushing down. Gonna still keep an eye on that. Bitcoin's on the rise. Oh. Okay. Now Bitcoin, you can actually see a lot more wedges for that person that was talking about that. Looks kind of messy. Yeah, so I can see it definitely hitting around this area here. It's basically around that area already. If we see crypto hit around this area, which is this previous high over here, actually that was a previous high over here, but overall this bigger area here, if we see it hit here, most likely it's going to come down, getting like a retracement area and then continuing to shoot up. But I can see the price definitely shoot up for crypto. Or not crypto, Bitcoin. Awesome. Any other questions, you guys? By the way, I can go all night. I just drank a bang, and I am ready to go. Okay, so to add the fibs onto your chart, you go to indicators. You want to go on here. You can look up MA or moving average, typing it out, and you just click it, add it onto your chart. And then once you go to settings, you're gonna want to change the length to 200, and that's it. Make sure it's source, close, you're all set to go. But yeah, like I mentioned, price action and indicators. You want to mainly focus on price action. Indicator is going to be that secondary focus. let's check out what Ariel created. Give this a look. GBP JPY. Isn't that one that I was doing already? Yeah, GJ is exactly what I'm doing already. Yeah, overall looks good. Okay, so someone asks, is now a good time to buy? Here's the thing. You see where crypto is at right now? Is this a high or this a low? Because this is where people mess up. Like they kind of see the prices already high, so they would think that it's going to continue going up, but when it's currently at a high, the chances of it dropping down, um, I would say is kind of higher than it continue going up. Now, if it's like a long-term buy, like if you're just trying to buy it and then just hold it for a while, then that would be fine because your chances of winning are going to be higher because overall it's in an uptrend. But when we see currently right now, would this be the best time to buy? Not so much. We kind of want to see like a retracement happening. And we do see just with trapping the price, price is just kind of consolidating in this area. If anything, it's kind of doing like a triple top, might come down, break through distance from here to here, what it's expected to drop. So then we might see it come down to this area and then shoot up. So then when we do see something like this is going to be the area where we're going to be focused on buying because we know it's overall an uptrend, might do a retracement coming down and then continuing to shoot up. So I mentioned buy the low, sell the high. Buy the low on an uptrend, sell the high on a downtrend. Cool. Someone asked, what does the threes on your MT4 platform represent? That represents when price is expected to reverse. The threes are the major reversals usually, and then I have other ones where it's like the 2 and the 1. 2 and the 1 are more minors. For those that do have that indicator on your chart, you can actually see, I'll actually show you an example what I mean here. So we see these threes. Anytime we see a 3, it's expected to do like a major reversal. Now we want to wait for more confirmations, not just for that. But let me point out some areas. So some of these areas where we see 1s, you can expect a reversal, but not like a major full-on reversal. Like when we see a 3, it's like a huge move going up, or a 3 on the top, huge move going down. So those are more for majors. These 1s are more like back and forth. Like sometimes when price is consolidating, like we do see here, it's like 1 down here and then 1 up here and then 1 down here, and it's just consolidating back and forth. And then once we see like 3, that's when we expect a bigger move. But what I do like seeing is when there's a 2, I'll actually show you the perfect area to look for. Someone asked, is the signal being sent to the premium? Yeah, some will be on the premium pretty soon, and then some will be part of the free channel. By the way, the difference between the premium on point FX signals compared to the free one, so the free one has 1 to 3 signals a week. So it might be 1 signal a week, maybe on a Thursday, or sometimes it's kind of hard to tell when those are released. Like I don't have an exact time of when I will release it. So you might be sleeping, you might be up, might miss that 1 signal that gets called for the week. So it kind of sucks. Compared to the premium one, it's 1 to 6 per day. So it could be 4 a day, it could be 3 a day. On average, it's around 3 to 4 signals. But anyways, back to this. So anytime you see like a 2 or a 1, if it's in an area, I don't think EJ's a good one to point out. Let me see. Let's check out UCAD. Okay, so kind of like this. So we see the 3 at the bottom, 3 at the top. We can see right here where we see like a 1 right here. What I would do is I would get the low to the high, and then I would do the fibs where I see if it's around an area where it's expected to continue going up. I'll spot this a little better here. Oh, here's a good example. So right here where we see the 3 and then price comes up, hits or it's up at this level and then it comes down and then it gives us this right here. So then I would do my fibs from this low to this high up here and then coming down right here. So then we would spot this to continue going onto the uptrend, because we know overall it's continuing, or it's expected to continue going up, being that 3 is like a major reversal. That's when we spot the trend going up. If we see this, we just do our fibs like that and then just continue catching this going up. So I can already tell just with this here, it hit like around the negative 27% all the way up here. And then it gave the 3 to continue the downtrend. The indicator is inside of the 7-day FX mastery. Actually, since you guys are here towards the end of this, I know there's some people that left probably because it's too late, or I stopped doing like the main live analysis. But with there's actually something new coming out, and you guys will be the first to hear about it since you guys stayed in here. Actually, there's 2 different things. So one of the things we have is going to be the trading journal. Some of you guys saw it on my story. So this is what it's going to look like, at least the cover. And it's going to be hard copy, printed, A4 style, so everything's going to look really nice, really big. But this is the front, the back, the side of the page, or the book. And this is going to be perfect to keep you guys accountable for your trades. It's actually like, it's kind of like if you have a mentor right next to you, as long as you're keeping with the plan. But let me show you guys what the pages look like. Here we go. So here's an example of what the page looks like. So we have the general data, putting in the date, currency pair that you're trading on, what kind of order type you're doing. So if it's a pending sell, instant sell order, the strategy or pattern that you're using. So this was like head and shoulders pattern after uptrend, expected to drop. Your entry, your take profit 2, stop loss, what lot size you would use, your entry date, just in case if it's like a later date than when you started this, the entry time, your pips for take profit 1, pips for take profit 2, what kind of profit you can be expecting if you hit take profit 1 or 2, pips for loss, 100 or minus $100, risk to reward ratio, kind of drawing out what you see on your charts using lines. And then right here, we have 3+ confirmations. So those that taken the training know if you have 3 or more confirmations, your chances of winning are going to be much higher. So then you mark off all the different confirmations before you get in, and you cannot enter in any trade until you have those confirmations. By following this plan, like you should notice each one of your trades and even spot out like if it's a losing trade or if it's a winning trade. You kind of you've learned from it. Obviously, you learn more from your losing trades. Your winning trades, you know you're doing things right, so just continue doing that. And then just keeping yourself accountable. So this is what the page will look like. I think it's pretty nice. But yeah, everything was customized with what I feel is what's needed to keep you guys accountable. So those will be released soon. Those that have the like some of the training, like the free, I mean, not the free, the 7-day FX mastery. I know for sure the 7-day FX mastery are going to be getting it for free, just paying for like shipping or whatever, shipping cost. And everyone else, I think it's going to be like 15, something like that. Still haven't even came up with a price yet, but just letting you guys know. As of now, we're going to be getting the sample, and then moving forward from there. The other thing that I was going to show you guys, so there was 2 things. Here we go. Forex Masters. So there's going to be two different online trainings. Well, there's a 7-day FX Master, you guys know about that, but as far as the difference from like the online trainings compared to like the 7-day FX Mastery. 7-day FX Mastery is more like group mentorship, like everyone's helping each other out. I correct some of the homeworks and you know, we're like constantly on there. But this is a good way, more like step by step, just like breaking everything down into detail. Because the 7-day FX Mastery is more intense. It's like 2 hours each day, which is really, really good. By the end of the 7 days, like you can already understand how to read charts if you follow everything step by step and be able to place your trades. But you guys know I had the Forex Trading 101, which I'll show you guys what that looks like. Let me check my charts real quick. On GU's going up a bit. GJ's still not doing anything. Okay. So for the Forex Trading 101, this is more like everything that you need to know when getting started with Forex. It's 34 lessons currently. Goes over like all the things that you need to know with creating an account, like understanding what is Forex, the different Forex terminologies, what sessions to trade on, types of analysis, like so every little detail, getting into like video trainings on like how to chop the price, like how to properly put support and resistance lines, like everything like that. And then getting into the Forex Masters area, we're going to cover more advanced stuff. That's where it covers like the indicators, indicators like Fibonacci. You guys can actually see if those that have taken Fibonacci know this Fibonacci thing right here. Someone asked if it's in the 7-day. It's not in the 7-day course. The 7-day course covers what's in this. This is more for people that want to do it themselves. The 7-day FX Mastery is more like we're doing it together. This is a lot different. As you can see, like let's just say some of these. So it's like separate videos, and each of these videos are like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Some are 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just like covering over this section. Someone said, I wish we could be friends. Well, guess what? We're friends. I'm friends with everyone, so yeah, those that met me know that I'm not too. I know on social media it kind of looks like, kind of lavish and like just kind of to myself. I do kind of, you know, choose the kind of people that I stick around, but at the same time, like I don't mind. Um, I hang around anyone really. People that don't make money, people that do make money. Money is not even a thing. It's more like my thing with hanging out with people is if they're negative or positive. Like you can kind of tell the energy with someone. Um, if you're like a negative person or positive, and if you can kind of notice that you're a little negative or you like talk bad behind someone's back, then focus on fixing that before you talk to me. But yeah, yeah, Romeo, it is included in the 2-on-1. Oh, talking about mindset. So, guys, I can talk for days. I'm telling you, I just drank this Bang, and I am pumped. Sponsored by Bang. Talk about mindset. If you're inside of the golden circle, in the golden circle section, created some mindset training videos. Go through them. It's going to definitely help out a lot with your mindset. Um, I'm planning on adding some more sections on here. Yeah. It's got another signal. UJ, now it's saying to sell. At first it said buy. Let me actually look at this again. Oh, there we go. Just as expected. 1 sec, you guys. Um, all right. So you should be seeing UJ sell. You can sell right now. There's a really strong reaction that just happened, pushing the price down. Um, cool. So let's see. Let me just adjust something. Those are in the premium point FX signals. I'm calling out the signal right now. All right, I am back. Give me one sec, you guys. See some questions here. All right. Let's see. So UJ mentioned that there was a 2 that happened on. What time frame are you looking at, Rich? Oh, the 4 hour. So don't look at the 4 hour. Mainly focus on the 1 hour or the 15. Yeah, mainly look at the 4 hour, the 15. Saying a falling wedge. Are you talking about trying to figure out exactly where you're talking about? I guess if you were to point this area out and then kind of dropping, but overall it's dropping down. All right. Usdchf. Cool. So we're about to end this live pretty soon, so I can focus a little more on the different charts, giving some more signals out. By the way, I don't know if you guys notice we have signals for crypto as well. Might be seeing a reaction right there on BTC. For signals, so to answer your question, if you go onto the Market Masters Academy website and you go to our services, or if you scroll down to this area here, on point FX signals, that's where you can go and join. I'll check that one out. CHF GPY. I'm expected to be on here for a while, so let's see. This one's already dropped. It's at a low. I would wait for a reversal pattern because it's at it's around this major support line. So just kind of wait for what we see. But yeah, overall this one's not a good one to get in on. USD CAD. Oops. USD CAD should be dropping down. So you can get in below this 200. Overall, in the bigger time frame, it's more of a flag pattern that's going on. Price spiked up, kind of consolidation, flag. I'll actually show you guys on Google what a flag pattern looks like. Flag pull, consolidation, and then breaks out going up. Bullish flag. So it's kind of what's going on right here. Straight line going up, consolidation, and then actually not this area here. Well, this does have it here, but I'm looking at overall this right here. This is the one I'm looking at here. Bigger time frame. Spike up, consolidation. Right now, it's at this resistance area, so it's most likely going to drop down and then break out. Cool. So just look out for this area here. If it does drop below, especially below like this support one, even if you were to do like a one-to-one, chance of this continuing to drop down once it breaks through this area, a strong candlestick dropping down, it's pretty high, where it should be hitting take profit, even if you have a one-to-one, just to be a little safe on if there's like some reaction. But knowing that overall it's expected to drop down somewhere around this area, waiting for a breakout, and then overall looking for this to shoot up. All right, you guys. So that concludes tonight's live analysis. I know I stuck here a lot longer than usual, almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. You guys that stayed in, you guys are the real ones. And I know a lot of the people that ended early, they're probably not actual traders, or they're more yeah, they're not up during the London session like you guys. So you guys every single day, or you guys are inside of these live analysis, there might be one thing that you learn that's new, or something that you didn't catch, and then it's going to help out your strategy. Overall, what I hope to accomplish, and I'm hoping it's happening now, is that it just makes this a lot easier for you guys to understand. So it's not so complicated, just understanding the price action, making it as simple as possible. Some people might think that this is like beginner stuff, because it's like, it's price action, just getting resistance, support, all that stuff. But once you get it down, like this is what works. This is what I've been doing, and it pays the bills. So obviously more than the bills. But yeah, you guys, let's make some money. Let's cash some pips. Let's crush it this week. We got a couple more days left for this week to end. Hopefully coronavirus finishes pretty soon. And yeah, maybe we can have the meet and greet. We haven't even done a welcoming office party yet. I was planning on doing it, and I didn't know this coronavirus was happening. We actually moved into the new office out here in Irvine. I think it was like a week before this whole thing happened, and kind of crazy. But yeah, you guys have a good night. Again, we'll talk to you guys later. Next week should be on here for sure. And that's it. See you guys later.